Hello, America. Welcome to The Wine Show. I am Stephanie Weinberg, and I will be your host for tonight. Our show tonight will discuss the European reconnaissance of the world's oceans and mixed motives of European explorers. From 1500 to 1800, with the advancement of technology, Europeans explored and charted the oceans, seas, and coasts of the entire globe while spreading European Christianity to the New World. With these explorations, important geographic questions were resolved: the shape and circumference of the Earth, the quest for the Northwest Passage across North America, and the patterns of winds and currents. These explorations also led to the new trade relations as the natives came into contact with European explorers. This contact led to the exchange of not just trade goods, but also diseases. More on to that topic later. Tonight, we will have several special guests on the show that will help us further explore this topic. We have with us Dr. Weinberg, Harvard historian Ethan Sacolo, Yale historian Josh Snyder, Prince Henry of Portugal's great, you get the point, grandson, Sun Kwang-o. Be prepared for a very informative night. Tonight we will begin exploring the European reconnaissance by conversing with a direct descendant of Prince Henry of Portugal, who was the reigning monarch during that time period. We are honored to have Prince Sun Kwang-o with us tonight. He will explain Portugal's role in global exploration. Thank you for coming to speak with us today, Prince O. Could you begin by explaining what the main motivations were for global exploration from 1500s to the 1800s?
Of course, thank you so much for having me today. You see, there are many motives for the global explorations that took place in the 1500s, but I'll summarize them into 3 points. First, you see, Portugal's lands did not have enough resources, so they had to look elsewhere for these resources. As a result, Portugal began searching for fresh resources from the 13th century to the 15th century. During this time period, Portugal explored the Atlantic Ocean, discovering islands full of sugar plants. On these islands, Portugal established sugar plantations and continued to explore the Atlantic for similar islands. The second reason for this global exploration was the lure of trading without Muslim intermediaries. Until now, to trade with the African and Asian continents, Europe had to have Muslim merchants act as a middleman. By trading directly with the Asian and African continents, Europe limited the Muslim involvement in the trade, therefore boosting the European economy. From Asia, Europe traded for spices, while Europe received gold, ivory, and slaves from Africa. Finally, these global explorations supported the missionary efforts of European Christians. The New Testament urged for its followers to spread the faith throughout the world. So in every exploration voyage, there were missionaries whose only responsibility was to convert the natives of whatever land they discovered. Because of a combination of these 3 motivations, the global exploration during this time period really took off.
That's so interesting. I understand why there were so much global explorations at this time, but could you go into how this was all possible?
Of course. You see, there were many technological breakthroughs. First, there were advancements in the ship-making industry. With a new stern-post rudder and with 2 new types of sails, ships were now able to travel against the wind direction. This was revolutionary at that time. But what's the point of having a good ship if you don't know what to do with it, right? If you don't know where you're at. So while these shipbuilding improvements were made, there were also advancements in the navigational instruments. Instruments such as the magnetic compass and the astrolabes were developed, allowing for sailors to have a more precise idea of where they were in the ocean and in which direction they had to travel. Because of advancements in technology, there was a significant increase in the sailors' knowledge of the wind direction and ocean currents. They finally understood general wind patterns and the cycle of the monsoons in the Indian Ocean basin. With this newfound knowledge, sailors developed a strategy called the Volta do Mar, literally meaning return through the sea, in which they traveled with the wind currents, which quickly led them to zigzag their way home.
Could you give some examples of explorations that took place?
Yeah, definitely. There were 2 primary areas of exploration during this time. First, there were several voyages from the Mediterranean Sea to the Atlantic Ocean. These are mostly sponsored by Portugal and Spain. Of these voyages, the most well-known is Christopher Columbus's voyage to the Americas. Secondly, after these voyages to the Americas, there were many explorations in the Pacific Ocean. During this time, land masses such as Hawaii and Australia were discovered.
Thank you so much. We need to take a commercial break right now, but stay tuned for our conversation with Dr. Weinberg on the biological exchange of the exploration.
Great, thank you so much.
Hi everybody, I'm B-Shore TV, and this is Sir Charles Bedford II. If you guys want to see where his home is, take a look. By watching my videos, you can save these dogs and save their lives. If it weren't for watching my videos, this dog would still be right there in this cage right here. You see? So, check out my YouTube channel at BShore TV, and you can save a puppy's life. Every single time you watch one of my videos, Charlie gets happy. And you know what he does when he gets happy? He does this. Charlie, sit. Bark. Ruff. Bark. Ruff. Good boy. He learned that when he got scared of all the puppy abusers in that mill. So, watch BShore TV and save a dog's life.
Welcome back, folks. It is my pleasure to introduce Professor Josh Snyder from Yale University. This portion of the show will be dedicated to analyzing how trade and conflict played a major role in early modern Asia.
Thank you, Stephanie, for having me tonight. It's an honor to be part of your show. I'll leave the floor open to you for the rest of the night. Feel free to ask as many questions as you want.
Can you explain the development of global communication?
I'm glad you asked. The development of global communication derived mostly from trade and conflict in early modern Asia. Trading post empires were built by the Portuguese between West Africa and East Asia. The English and Dutch established parallel trading posts on Asian coast. The English, wait, give me 5. The English in India and the Dutch.
Start from here.
The English and Dutch established parallel trading posts on the Asian coast. The English in India and the Dutch in Cape Town as well as Indonesia. This led to the formation of a powerful tool of trade in joint stock companies.
Can you elaborate on these joint stock companies?
Of course. So the British East India Company, founded in 1600, was the first of its kind. Shortly thereafter, the Dutch East Indian Company was created in 1602. Go back up a little bit. The Dutch East Indian Company was created in 1602. Shortly thereafter, the Dutch East Indian Company was created in 1602. These powerhouses were both private enterprises that enjoyed government support with little oversight.
I've heard a great deal about European conquest. Can you explain their influence?
Of course. So, European conquest influenced cultural aspects of Southeast Asia. The Spanish conquest of the Philippines, led by Legazpi, made Manila the Spanish capital. Manila was a bustling port city that allowed for the Spanish to capitalize on sea trading. Christianity spread throughout the archipelago. However, there was a great Muslim resistance in Mindanao, which is the southernmost major island of the Philippines. The Dutch conquest of Java began with the Dutch East India trading city of Batavia, which is located in present-day Netherlands. The Dutch East India Trading Company had a goal of creating a monopoly over the spice production and trade. This enormous monopoly profit led to the increased prosperity of Netherlands in the 17th century.
What was the result of all these conflicts?
Well, eventually, global competition and conflict arose between the Dutch and the Portuguese merchants from Southeast Asia. While this was occurring, there was another conflict between the English and French merchants over control of India cotton and tea from Ceylon. As you can see, conflict was evident across the globe, while every nation tried to compete with each other. The 7 Years' War that occurred all across the globe in Europe, India, the Caribbean, and North America are great examples of the chaos that global competition can create.
Thank you for your input, Josh. I can see that Yale has taught you well. Well, that's a wrap for trade and conflict in early modern Asia. Up next, we will discuss the Columbian and biological exchange between the Old and New World with a special guest, Dr. Lindsay Weinberg. Stay tuned on The Wine Show.
Thank you.
Welcome back to The Wine Show. We have with us Dr. Weinberg, who will explain the Columbian and biological exchanges between the Old and New World that started to change things for the good and for the bad. The process of biological exchanges were important features in world history because once Islam expanded, crops in the Eastern Hemisphere began to expand as well from 700 to 1000 CE. The Columbian exchange also brought many diseases that took place after the voyages of Christopher Columbus and other European sailors. This, too, had positive and negative effects on the entire world. We have a doctor here, Miss Weinberg, here to talk about what I just discussed.
Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for having me. In 1492, when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, he brought not only trade goods, but also diseases. These contagious diseases came to America and infected the entire native population. This led to a tremendous population loss. The most common diseases were smallpox, measles, diphtheria, whooping cough, and influenza. The diseases spread so fast because no one had ever been introduced to them before voyages came to America. This became an epidemic, though most died, some survived and became immune. Also, diseases had become too easily transmittable that by the 1530s, smallpox had spread from Mexico to the Great Lakes.
So why is this the Columbian Exchange? It seems as though Native Americans were on the receiving end, and what they were receiving wasn't all that great after all.
So in exchange for the diseases, the Native Americans gave Columbus and the rest of Europe a plentiful of new agricultural products and livestock that boosted European economy. So basically, the Native Americans received diseases that significantly diminished their population, leading to their ultimate demise. This is known as the biological exchange. On the other hand, Columbus and the Europeans received new agricultural products and livestock. This exchange is known as the Columbian Exchange, named after Columbus, the supposed discoverer of the American continents.
Wait, so you keep mentioning that there was a significant decrease in population due to disease. Exactly how many people died?
Sadly, up to 100 million people died.
Wow. It's time for another commercial break. When we get back, we'll explore the idea of transcontinental trade.
Everybody, here I got the new iPhone 7, the iPhone 7 Plus right here. It's really big and bulky. It's amazing. All right, so the new phone is so much different than the iPhone 6 about everything, all right? It's water resistant, but if you pour water on it, it will break, so don't do that. Another great thing is that it has another camera. So instead of having 2 cameras, 1 and 2, it has 3. Yay! Oh my God, it's so much fun. Another great thing is that it's so expensive and costs double its price as the iPhone 6 and doesn't do twice as more. So it's double the price, but 1 more camera. Yes, so great. So another thing is that it's bigger and heavier. So great thing is if you put it in your pocket, well, my pants almost went down. I'm so sorry, you guys. I just got to pick it up because it's heavy. It's like a weight. But a good thing is if I go to weight room, I can go, I'm just kidding. I don't bench. But if I did, I would use the iPhone 7. Just kidding, you guys. Not an iPhone 7. This is truly an iPhone 6, but you really can't tell the difference because it does absolutely nothing different, and it's just crap. At least it tells you the time. If I go really close, because 4:0. Oh, it means 4 o'clock. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Our last portion of tonight's news will review the foods, animals, migration of human populations, the origins of global trade, and Manila galleons. Tonight, we have a guest historian from Harvard University, the Ethan Sokolow.
I appreciate you having me here tonight on The Wine Show. Now, despite all the negatives that have been attributed to global exploration, there are also many positives to it. Revolutionary items such as new foods and animals were brought to the Americas from cross-cultural interactions. It's kind of like one big melting pot, the American dream.
Could you be more specific about what in particular was introduced in the Americas?
Of course, important items such as wheat, horses, cattle, sheep, goats, and chicken all went to the Americas. In addition, America gained access to key crops such as corn, potatoes, beans, tomatoes, peppers, and peanuts.
With all of these new goods and crops being exposed to new parts of the world, I'm sure that population increased, right?
Exactly. From 1500 to 1800, the world population increased dramatically from 425 million to 900 million. People from all over the globe traveled to this newfound land. However, enslaved Africans were the largest group of migrants.
Looks like you may not be the only historian in the room, Ethan. Catch me outside. How about that? Anyway, it must have been hard for all these humans to stay connected being so far away.
Right? This is cross-cultural expansion made it difficult for humans to stay connected with each other. Therefore, migrants began to build colonies on all portions of the Atlantic, which expanded trading greatly. European goods such as textiles, guns, slaves, sugar, food, and animals became available all over the world.
That is absolutely astounding. Is there anything else you have to share with us here tonight?
Actually, I have one more thing. The innovation of naval ships allowed for human populations to easily transport goods. The Manila galleons, which were Spanish trading ships, were fast and heavily armed ships that sailed between Manila and Mexico. This is a prime example of the early workings of a global economy in the Pacific Basin.
Well, thank you, Ethan. It's been a great night with our lovely guests.
You're welcome.
But unfortunately, it's time to wrap it up. We've covered everything from the motives of Euro-Asian cross-cultural interactions to the revolutionary innovations that were created from this interaction. The impact of European contact on previous societies in the Americas and Pacific Islands was profound for the future of global trade and communications. More recent news, Donald Trump.
I just had some heartbreaking news. Our fellow colleague Ryan Taylor has passed
away.
Guys, I have the medical doctor on scene right now. She's coming in real fast. She's coming in.
What happened?
So, Ryan fell off the bunny hill while skiing,
Damn, that got my cousin last week. So what's up?
and he passed away.
Oh my god.
Now we have Rabbi Schwartz coming in to give us a nice blessing.
I'd like to do a prayer for my congregational member, Ryan Taylor.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Amen.
Mazel tov!
Thank you for watching The Wine Show.
I'm Dr. Weiber.
Prince-O.
Josh Snyder.
I'm sure you're all wondering who I am. My name's Ethan Sokolow from Harvard University. Go Crimson.
Oh my Try not to like go back and forth with your chair. Like
Okay.
swing.
Wait, should I like wave when you like say my name? Like.
No.
Alright, you guys are live.
Welcome back.
Kenny, like
It's done. Stop. It's still going, so just.
Somebody's gonna actually murder me.
Alright, so if I go into another room,
No, this is gonna make me laugh now that she's here.
What? What do you
Thank you,
suggest we do,
Dr. J.
Lindsay?
Alright, you got this. You're fine. Christianity.
Bastard!
In addition, America gained access to key crops such as maize, potatoes, beans, tomatoes, peppers.
You're missing me.
You're like